Okay, so the positioning of the fighting position that you have when you have a stick, can be either on the front or on the back. Just depends on your preference. Most of the stick fighters would put it in the front like this because you have to pass that stick to get to him. Even the police officers in the Philippines will use it to, they are trained to put it into the front so that way the person can grab it, and then once the person grabs it, then they can do some kind of a technique to, subdue that person. Okay? But, so the whole idea, this is a knife, and then you have, or this is a sword, and you have this whole all in the position here. By the time somebody goes forward, and he comes forward, see, you already got the stick. Maybe he strikes to the top, then you can go ahead and continue and blocking him. That's the whole idea of it. You have to pass the weapon to be able to get to the person. That weapon becomes the shield. Now, if this is a sword, by the time you move forward, that's already in danger. You already cut him. Does that make sense? If that's a knife, it's the same exact thing. I'm in this position here, the knife is in the front, then you have to pass that knife to get to you. Okay? So now, in the fighting positions, once the knife is not out, you have to make sure that the knife is just back first. Just like a gun would be here, you have to protect it. So it's got to be in the back in this position. So my fighting position for that would be as simple as this. So that went over here, see? That's my fighting position, the same thing as this, except my knife is over here. And then later on, of course, we cover some of the ways that we can go ahead and utilize this, open it, and things like that. So you have to be very careful with those. Now, you see some people sometimes that they would put their stick back here to protect. He's moving, he's beating on the top like this and using it because they don't want the person to get to them. Is that right or wrong? No, it's not wrong at all. Because the whole idea, if it's empty-handed, of course you don't want anybody to grab it. You can go ahead and hit them from the top. And that's why they use that kind of a position. That's not wrong at all. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It depends on your preference on how you would like to utilize the stick. Most of the time we utilize the stick into the front. Doesn't mean that we can't use it in the back to go ahead and protect that and go ahead and do some kind of strikes from the back position like that. But most of the time it's going in this position like this. If the weapon is here, once it's out, it becomes into the front. And the same thing with the knife, it becomes to the front once it's out. That's the motion, all right? So go ahead and work on that basic positioning of the stick. In this case, in that position like this, into the front like this, so he can go ahead and try to touch the top. You have this position over here. If he goes touch the middle, you have that position over here. Goes here, he can go here. If he kicks, maybe you have that position and use it. And then, of course, you can move. Okay, the knife is here in the position on the back. If he moves forward, I protect it first. And then, of course, when I open the knife up, then it's open, it becomes in the front. Now he has to go ahead and work and trying to get away from that knife of mine, which happens to be now in the front, becomes my shield.